So when it comes to the topic client-side rendering, so this term you often heard in React. So what do you mean by client-side rendering? So client-side rendering means fetching all the JS and HTML content from the server and executing at client side. That means, let's say if we access a web application in the browser, and then it actually fetches all the dependencies, files that are related to that particular web application. It actually executes at the client side. That means in the browser itself, it actually executes. And after that, user will be able to interact with that application because it is executing at the client side. So user have interactivity with the web application, like different events like click, mouse over, mouse out, mouse down, and key up, key down, etc. And also user can able to interact with the website and navigating to different pages. So this is about the client side rendering. So I'll explain you how it will happen between client and server. That means how is the flow between client and server. And after that, I'll explain what are the issues and what are the problems that are existing in client side rendering. So when it comes to the topic, so client, whenever we access a particular web application, so initially client will request the uh, required files. That means client actually request the server, and in response, server will actually send the HTML file and JS reference. So I'll show you the example so that you will get clear and overview. So if you see this HTML file, so that here you see, I think you already saw this HTML file in React, right? So here we have these meta tags and these div, that means root div, and here we have script. That means here we have the JS reference. So when it comes to our diagram, so it actually fetches the HTML plus JS reference. And after getting this JS reference, it actually download the JS file. That means in building process, the whole application, the that means a particular these whole application will be bundled into a in some JavaScript file format. That means whether it is single file or multiple files. So it actually during the build process, it actually bundle and it actually generates the native ECMAScript modules. So that ECMAScript modules that client will download from the server through this JS reference. So after getting this JS file, that means after downloading this JS file, that means based on the application, this JS file size will be determined. And after getting this JS file, the client, that means at the client level, like if you consider Chrome, that means different browsers will have different JavaScript engines, right? Like if you consider Chrome, it have V8 engine to execute this JavaScript. So after getting this JS file downloaded, then this V8 engine will run this JS file, and eventually it actually rendered the whole UI. That means it actually updates the DOM, that is updates the DOM and will render the whole website. And after that, user will be able to interact with the application. That means if there are any API calls, it will fetch the data, and after that it will render. That means this will eventually happen, like if a particular component is ready, then it will show. And if we mention some loader or some spinner for that API call related component, then it will show that spinner, and after fetching the data, it will render the remaining data. So in this way, the client server requests will be happen in client side rendering. So I think you got the clear overview about this client side rendering. And because it is, that means this JS, and that means because this JS is running at the client side, user will be able to interact with the application. Let's say if it is server side component, then user will not be able to interact with the uh, that particular page, because the whole, that means in server side components, the server will only sends the HTML response. That means there is no execution of JS files at the client side. So that's why in server side component, user will not be able to interact with the application. So you just forgot about these server side components. I'll explain you about these server side components later in detail. So for now, just remember about this client side rendering. This request HTML and JS reference, after downloading file, the Chrome V8 engine executes. So this is about the whole overview of client side rendering. Now I'll explain you the problems that are existing in client side rendering. CSR means client side rendering. So here, this JavaScript bundle will be downloaded from the, that means it is downloading from the server and it is executing at client side. So I think you already know about these crawlers. So like whenever there is any search engine, there are crawlers. So they are actually uh, went through different, that means different websites as per the user request, and based on the metadata it actually crawl those websites, and after that it will fetch the websites that are related to our query. That means based on our query, it actually fetches those websites. So this is the uh, main role of crawlers. So crawlers need to fetch these websites. So before fetching these websites based on the user request, they need to have some metadata information about our websites. So I think you already know, if you are in web application, that means if you develop, that means if you have already developed web application, or you already in the field of web application development, then you already know about this meta tags, like meta name is equals, that means description meta tag, name meta tag, and keywords meta tag, like that. And also we mentioned some titles like that. So these are the references of that particular website. That means it contains information about that website. Let's say if we consider description metadata, so there we'll mention description about our website. So crawlers will fetch those data, and they are able to analyze it, and they will these metadata will be helpful for crawlers, and they will uh, fetch these websites and will show as per the user's requests. So that's why metadata is much more important for websites to be shown or to rank higher. So that's why when it comes to this client side rendering, just a second. So if you consider client side rendering applications, so here we only have one HTML file that I have previously shown, and it only have one JS reference. So this that means this one HTML file will only have minimal amount of metadata. So minimal amount of metadata. So crawlers only have minimal information about our website. So whenever user requests, our website will may rank not, that means they may rank lower. So that's why the in client-side rendering applications, crawlers are unable to fetch information about our websites clearly, because these particular websites will only have minimal web data. That means minimal metadata. So that's why, and so that's why this is not that much compatible with SEO. So the first problem is SEO issue. Problem with SEO. So this is one problem that is existing in client-side rendering, and another problem is performance issue. So when it comes to performance, so if the application size increases, that means if you have any particular application, features will be added day by day, right? So on adding new features to our web application, the bundle size will become bigger because we add more JSX files or HTML files, anything. So we add more code, and it actually increases the bundle size because during the build time, our application size is large and the generated bundle size also will be large. So bundle will be large size if app size grows. So if application size grows, bundle size will also increases. And after requesting, that means previously I have shown about this flow, right? So client requests the server, and after that it will download the JS file. As it is the larger bundle size, if you have slow network connections, then downloading that much bigger size bundle file will take more time. And after, even though after downloading this larger bundled JS file, during execution time, it will take time based on the resources that are in his or her computer. So this is the another issue that is existing in client-side rendering web applications. So the first problem is SEO issue, and the second problem is performance issue. So this is the whole flow and detailed flow about this client-side rendering, and these are the existing issues that are in CSR. So this is about today's topic, guys. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. For more informative videos, please like and subscribe. That's it, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.